right, we are in Minnesota, Mall of America, Spray Foam Worldwide Carnival 2024. I have with me the owner of Modern Insulation in Kilkenny, Minnesota.
Probably never heard of it.
I have never heard of it. Matt Motter. How are you, Matt?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm glad to be here.
Me too.
This is fun. When did you get here? Last night? Today?
No, we just came in today. Yeah,
okay.
My kids just got here about a half hour ago. So
how far away is that in a car?
Like an hour.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Real close. Yep. I don't really ever come up here though. That's the funny thing,
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm a country, I'm out in the country and I stay there. I don't really work up here too much. And
yeah,
I stay out.
I got here last night. I drove 10 hours.
Nice.
Actually, I drove the last couple of years as well.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, I don't really want to drive again, but I also don't like airports. And I had all this podcast stuff. We're in a hotel room, by the way.
Yeah. You've got quite the setup in here.
Yeah, not bad. Good. Yeah, it's good. I got you one of my beers. I got you an Oberon. You said you never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
That's it's kind of like a Blue Moon, but it's a local craft beer, Kalamazoo, Michigan. I used to live there for a little while. It's probably one of Michigan's most favorite craft beers. It's definitely in the top 3.
Do they sell it outside of Michigan?
Yes, but here's the funny thing about it. They know that we all love it so much, and we probably love it more because it's ours,
nostalgia.
Yeah, sure. But they know that. And so what they do is they sell it in Michigan from like April, May until like October, and then you can't get it.
Yeah.
But in the rest of the country, you can get it all year round. In fact, I bought that here.
Really?
Here in Minneapolis. So, but yeah, it's funny. It's just that nostalgic. They know that. And the thing is when it comes out in April, May, whatever it is, they just sell it like crazy because they haven't sold it in 6 months and everybody wants it.
Yeah.
It's funny. So I was telling you that my wife, she has these oils, she was into these oils. I mean, she still is. My sister actually did really, really well.
Yeah.
This multi-level marketing thing. I've never known a person that's ever made money, like real money. But my sister's actually made some and my wife's actually done pretty good too. But anyway, so I've got one that's orange and I've got one that is lime. And those are the only ones I really use because I can put them in a Corona, like I have here, the lime or the orange. And I can you put a few drips in there. It's mobile, you don't have to have.
You can definitely taste it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good. It makes it worthwhile to carry it around, especially in stuff like this. But anyway, let's talk about you. How did you get into spray foam?
Oh boy. 2013, me and my wife bought a house in Waterville, Minnesota.
Okay.
Old 100-year-old house. It needed everything. Siding, windows, sheetrock, insulation, electrical, plumbing, the whole works.
Okay.
So we gutted it, and I got a bid to spray foam the second floor, and I couldn't afford it. So I went and took a loan out for a spray foam machine.
What were you doing before that?
My dad and his brothers, my grandpa started it. They do custom manure pumping. So like hog farms and dairy farms, the manure goes into a pit.
Yeah.
And they spread it on fields. So
that's what they did.
Yeah, they still do it.
That's what they do.
They've been doing it for like 40 years, spreading shit.
Really? And you were doing that too?
I did it for 8-9 years, something like that.
Wow. Yep. And so you bought this old house, and now you bought a rig. You bought a new or used one?
I bought an E10.
An E10, a Graco
E10, a cart. It's got 2 tanks on it.
Oh, yep. So no actual rig.
No actual rig. No. I had it for about 6 months. And I did a job for my sister-in-law and a couple people in town, and I did my house with it. It was a holy disaster, basically.
Do you want to tear that stuff out of your walls? Do you still live there?
No, we moved.
Oh, okay.
Most of the foam that came out was good, and I knew enough to not spray bad foam, I guess. But I didn't know much about foam at that time. And I was buying parts in the cities here at CJ Spray, and one of the guys that worked there, I was talking to him one day, and I said, "Hey, I bid a pole shed in a house, and I got it. it's like the same guy was building a pole shed and a house on the same property. It was a big job for me, looking at it from my, I'd done, a couple $1,000 jobs in the past. He's like, hey, I've got a rig that I don't use anymore. You should look at it, And I went and looked at it, and it was rough. It was in rough shape, but it was a box truck with a Gusmer 2035 in it and a diesel generator, big boy rig.
Yeah.
So I ended up buying that, fixing it up, and the rest is history, I guess. I've been spraying foam ever since.
Yeah. And now you've risen the ranks to being a board member on
Spray
Foam Worldwide and
Spray Foam Worldwide board of directors, which is kind of just a group of friends. But it's fun. Some of my best friends are Spray Foam Worldwide guys,
Yeah.
And then I was just nominated to be on SPFA board of directors it's a Ad Havoc member. It's non-voting, but we're kind of backups. There's 2 backups if somebody has to drop out of the board of directors for SPFA.
So like if somebody gets assassinated, like Donald Trump, you're next in line. Well, that's and you were on the Spray Foam magazine.
Yeah, contractor leader.
How did you get that?
You have to get nominated by industry peers. So I think it was John Fredkove and Bill Bilbin both nominated me.
Really?
And then there's a handful of nominees, and they write up kind of a life story about themselves and what they do and everything. And I'll be honest, my wife wrote it for me.
Oh yeah. Hey.
And next thing I know, I'm getting phone calls and emails from Spray Foam magazine telling me I was going to be in the magazine. It was pretty cool.
That's an honor.
It is. It really is.
I mean, there's a lot of people, that
thousands of people to choose from.
Oh yeah. And they went with you. That's, man. Yeah, there's nothing more honoring than being on the cover of a magazine, especially one of the only magazines that's in our industry. So
yeah, everybody I know was sending me messages when that came out. Either they saw it on Facebook or somewhere. Because obviously nobody I know gets Spray Foam magazine, but
right, except the guys that are in it.
Yeah, they saw. Yeah, that was pretty cool. All my longtime contractors were pretty excited about that.
Yeah,
yep,
that's great.
Now they're giving away rigs with that contract.
Yeah,
for the year.
Yeah, I was there for that last in Vegas. Yeah,
I missed that one.
Well, I don't know if there's some things that I'm not sure if I should talk about. So anyway, they're giving it away, and basically there's new owners.
Yeah,
of the Spray Foam magazine. Yeah, I can say that.
I don't even know.
I could probably say more, but
yeah,
there's new owners, and they're doing it, man.
Yeah,
they're doing it. And yes, Stephen Ellis won that, and it's a nice rig. I have a Pro Foam rig.
Yeah,
that's a Pro Foam rig. Yeah, I love it. Oh man, they it's a solid rig.
Diesel generator,
generator. Yep, everything. I mean, it's just a real solid rig, and it needs to be solid because I'm in Michigan, so it's like it is here. It's just cold and salty and all that stuff. The trailer itself could be better, but that's not anything to do with them.
No,
they just buy the trailer and then just outfit it.
I don't think you can build a trailer well enough for like my climate or your climate. With salt and freeze and cold and just icy roads.
You could, but you'd have to do a lot more work.
It'd be a very expensive trailer
to try to. There's a lot you have to do, but you could.
That's kind of why I'm glad I ended up in the box truck route.
Yeah.
Things. Yeah.
So you've never had a trailer?
No, I actually bought a used one that was I bought for parts and pulled that thing home and thanked God that I wasn't driving a trailer around every day.
Oh yeah. Is it bad?
It's, they're front heavy and sway and all that kind of stuff.
But, yeah. I don't seem to have a problem with that because I've got that diesel generator in the front.
Yeah.
And there's a ton of tongue weight on that. I've actually driven around more than once without the clasp.
Yeah.
On the ball. Yeah. I've driven home like 2 hours.
Oh boy.
And I'm like, holy cow, I forgot to clasp that.
Well, I've drove home with my box truck door open before, so that's not much better. Back door.
Barn doors.
No, roll up door. Didn't latch.
Oh yeah, yeah.
If you don't latch it, it'll bounce up. Yeah.
Oh,
Drove 2
yeah.
hours home one time with the box store.
How much stuff do you leave on the highway?
Nothing, because my lift gate folds up against the door. There's no space for anything to fall out. But yeah, lucky.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes you get home and you go, oh my goodness.
Wow, it was work like that all day and can't keep things straight sometimes,
Yeah.
So you just got to get into a groove with things like that.
Yeah.
Latch in the back door.
Got to. So tell me about your childhood.
Oh, I grew up in a small town, fishing all the time. I don't know.
Fishing. Yeah.
Fishing.
You're a fishing.
Yeah.
You're a fishing guy.
Yeah.
Um,
I got a brother and a sister.
brother and a sister.
Yeah.
Your folks still together,
Yep.
still married?
Yep, they're married.
Still alive?
Yep, still alive. They both just retired in the last few years.
Oh, yeah?
So, yeah. So my dad's out at my place pretty much every day.
He's just like, hey, like, entertain me.
Yeah. He's always finding something to do, cutting wood or, fixing something.
Right.
Always something to do. So, yep.
What's so how long you been married?
Oh, it was 2012 we got married, so we're almost at 12 years.
2012. Yeah.
Yep.
Kids?
10. Abigail's 10. Oliver's 8. Jack just turned 6, and Annie is 4.5 months.
Oh, Vegas.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I didn't go to
you
Vegas
because
we're having a
I
baby.
remember that.
Yep.
She was born like what, a day,
The day after
you
the
would have
convention,
left.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The second she was born.
I
So
remember
yeah,
that now.
we're pretty busy. A little crazy, but
You got your kids out here?
yeah, they just got here a half hour ago.
Oh yeah, you got here early. You're like,
we came up this morning.
This party.
Yeah. I've got another guy with me here, trying to kind of teach him the ropes of spray foam.
Yeah,
he's going to start a company out of state, but I think it's good to
it's
help
like
people out.
Like a friend of yours or something.
Cousin-in-law. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I see. So he's like, hey, I want to get into spray foam, but
Yeah.
it's not going to be in your competition area.
No,
you don't worry about that.
Yeah, and he's in Florida, so yeah, he came up in June and worked with me a little bit, and we just talked about business, spray foam business and everything else, and then he had been calling me this summer, and I said, why don't you just come up for the knowledge fair part of it? You'll learn a lot there.
Yeah,
I think he's pretty happy he's here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it's
the things just in conversation, sitting at lunch or sitting at the bar, the things you can learn in those situations are just crazy.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
fun.
I don't know. I don't really find myself in a lot of situations where I'm just hanging out with people, just talking, just having a beer, just whatever, where I'm actually just really having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was probably for me, it was probably about a year and a half before it was at least a year before I even did Facebook, but I had no interest in Facebook.
From when you started your business?
Yeah. I mean, when Facebook was kind of, earlier, people were posting what they had for dinner. I'm like, dude, come on. I have no interest in that. And there's still a lot of stupid stuff that goes on. But anyway, I was like, all right, well, for my business, I probably should do this. And so I did. And then, and then I figured out the Facebook groups, and then I figured out Spray Foam Worldwide. And it's just like, wow, I can't really, I can't imagine what it would be like if I never was a part of this.
Yeah.
I just can't, because I wouldn't know about all this stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
It's like you'd be ignorant to all the stuff. And so,
when did you join Spray Foam Worldwide?
I want to say it was 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to say it was like spring of 2020. I don't know, you could look it up.
Yeah.
I could look it up too, but it was around then.
Yeah.
So I feel late to the game because there's so many people.
Some of I think I was 200 members ish in there. So 2016, I was pretty early.
Yeah. Last I checked, it was at 17,000.
Yeah.
And that was probably a month ago or so.
I'm an a moderator, and the amount of people trying to join the group is astonishing.
Do you have to? Let's talk about that.
Yeah. So we go through everybody that tries to join, and there's questions to join.
Yeah.
90% of the people don't ask the questions, so they get the decline button.
Yeah.
Off the bat.
Right.
But people that answer the questions, we try and vet them.
Yeah.
Because we don't want a bunch of homeowners in the group. That's kind of the point of having the group.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. I mean, honestly, 15, 20, 30 people a day.
Oh yeah. And
try and join. Yeah.
So you and John and Bill kind of have to pick away at that.
Yeah. Bill is a moderator, Matt Doring, those guys. And like Corey Popping, Ken Wells, Anthony Pantuso, Brandon Yoakum. I should look at the list so I don't forget people, but there's a handful of us that are admin that help them with that chore. I mean, it's a job.
Yeah.
Joaquin Martinez. God, I should look so I don't forget anybody, but yeah.
Yeah. There's no way you're going to get them all.
No.
So some people just don't answer. Or they answer their answers, you can tell they're a lie or something like that, and you're like, dude, you're not getting it.
Yeah, like what equipment do you use? Sprayer. Decline. A lot of people don't answer the questions though, and they are in spray foam and they just don't answer them. But yeah, we try and direct the homeowner type people to the public
one. Yeah.
To ask questions,
because then at least they can.
At least they get a response from somebody.
It's kind of like the toilet bowl. Like, you can play in this area because So you have you being out in this area? I mean, you're near everybody, like John and Bill, and I mean, kind of. Spoke with Nick Long earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And he was out here, and so how did you know them just through Spray Foam Worldwide, or did you know them? Of course, CJ Spray's out here too.
Yeah, just through Spray Foam Worldwide. I mean, I joined, and I think my first post was like, "Oh my God, how much back reading am I going to have to do?" And Bill, noticed that I was not too far from him, so we talked about that. And
how much? What you said? Oh my God,
how much back reading? I didn't know how long the group had existed. So, and I'm like, when I started my spray foam company, there wasn't a video or article or anything on the internet that I hadn't read several times. I'm just like crazy about that. And I had to let that go and Spray Foam Worldwide grew.
Yeah.
Because you can't read it all.
You can't get it all.
You can't get it all.
You can't even try. That's overwhelming.
Yeah.
Yeah. But even if you're just, just check up on it like once a day.
Yep.
Twice a day, maybe, and you can stay pretty current, especially if you've been doing that for, a long time. It's a lot of fun. So, tonight is the kids party. Yeah. I mean, it's really for adults too, but
it's more, it's cool though that we can bring our kids here and show them this side of it,
It is. I don't bring my kids. Like I've got a podcast going on in a hotel room. Like, could you imagine if I had two little kids and my wife in here too? Like I'd have to get two hotel rooms, which I can't afford.
Well, next year when you blow this up, then you'll be
good. Maybe. Yeah, maybe later. But these things, a lot of people, some people will be like, how come your wife is here? You remember your kids and all stuff. And as much as I'd like to, it's just that I want to stay focused on why I'm here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I totally understand why Spray Foam Worldwide wants people to bring their families. And I understand why a lot of people do bring their families. But I think my wife gets it. She gives me some crap, she'd be like, oh, are you going to invite us this time? Something like that. And I'm like, no, I'm not. But she gets it. She knows that like I come out here to network and have a few beers and stay out until 1 a.m. and like it's just not gonna work with that. And so what I try to do is say, hey, I'll go on a vacation with you, but this is me thing. So that's just me, but I that's just the way my life and how I
always come out of these events like just recharged, ready to hammer it again, you know.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like just seeing everybody and seeing what other people are doing, and it just recharges you and you're ready to go again, you know.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. And we need that.
Yeah.
We need, and not only that, it's a good break.
It is.
You know, just take a break.
Yep.
And enjoy the fruits of your labor a little bit and just have fun and remember why you love this industry, you know, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a ton of fun. I like that too. So let's see if we can get to some. I don't know if we're gonna do some fast questions just yet. Let's do some questions just to kind of get things going.
Sure.
All right. What's the best fast food restaurant, if there's any, or if you hate them all?
Is there a good one? Is there ever a good one?
Vinny said Taco Bell, and I'm like, yeah, that's my. No, you don't. You're one of those. You don't like
Chipotle or Jimmy John's.
Do you like Chipotle better than Qdoba?
We don't.
Oh, you don't have Qdobas here?
Not down south of the cities. There are some up here, but I don't go to them because, you know, I'm a Chipotle guy, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Chipotle. I mean, I like that sort of stuff. I like Mexican food. I do. How big was your high school?
60 people in my class.
Oh, yeah.
Tiny.
How old are you?
I'm 37.
37.
So I graduated in 05.
05.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. 60 people.
Yeah, it hasn't grown either. I mean, my kids are going to school there, and it's the same.
Yeah.
About the same class sizes.
Yeah.
They fluctuate by a few.
I bet it's an awesome town, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Small farming town.
Farming, and we have a lot of resorts because we're right on 2 lakes, you know, and there's like, I kind of forget the number, but there's like 50 lakes and 30 miles around us or something like that.
Oh, yeah. You got a boat?
So everybody's going fishing. Of course.
Oh, you got a fishing boat.
Yeah, me and my dad went in together and bought a nicer fishing boat last year, and we're really enjoying it.
Oh yeah, you and your dad and brother bought it together?
Just me and my dad.
Just you and your dad.
Yeah.
Well, is it like a new?
No, not new.
No, it's old, but
it's a 2001 18-foot Alumacraft, and tiller steer, so there's plenty of room for kids, and you know, no councils or anything like that.
What kind of fishing do you do? Is it bass?
Walleye, sunfish, you know, just about anything. Northerns.
Yeah, you guys have a ton of lakes. 10,000 lakes. Is that a real number?
I think that's low.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's actually like 12,000. I mean, this year it's like one continuous lake with all the rain we've had.
We've had a lot of rain this year.
It's crazy.
We've had a lot too.
The lake in my town I grew up on, we were 2 feet over the 100-year flood mark.
Really?
Yeah. So 1965 was the flood of the century or whatever, and we were actually 26 inches is what the measurement actually was.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Is there a lot like houses underwater, that sort of thing?
A lot.
We had that really bad a few years ago in Michigan, about 3 or 4 years ago. We had a lot of houses underwater, but I don't think it's a problem so much anymore. But it sounds like you got it now.
Yeah, we spent a lot of June and July helping sandbag and whatever we could in town, you know.
Just you're not like on a fire department or anything, right?
No.
You're just helping.
I don't even live in that town anymore, you know.
Okay.
I grew up there and I know a lot of people, so
yeah,
we just help sandbag and do what we could.
Does that really work?
Sandbagging?
Yeah, I don't get it.
Well,
it's not like they're sealed. You just put some spray foam on there.
That's what I was spraying that week and just thinking, God, how can we save houses with spray foam? But it's all wet, you know. Tom Harris was telling me that somewhere up in Canada, they know that it's going to flood and they'll sandbag and then put some fabric over and then spray foam somehow. But
so it's almost like since there's all these holes in between the bags, like, you know, you feel like it's going to leak, even if you put something in, you know, it's still going to leak. But like, do you pump it out
if you got a sub pump in your basement, then it leaks through into the crawl space or basement and then into the sub pump and you pump it out.
Oh yeah.
So you just got to slow it down enough to be able to keep up with pumps.
Oh man. Reminds me of when I was a kid. My folks got divorced when I was like 2. We didn't have a lot of money. And I was, you know, myself and my brother and sister and my mom, we lived in this house. It was just kind of a starter home, but we were a family of 4, you know? And so, two bedroom, 1 bath.
Mhm.
And so my brother and I were in the basement.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, and it was an unfinished basement. It was a 100-year-old house, whatever. And that thing, it was cinder block foundation walls. But every time we got a bunch of rain, I mean, it was coming in, and so we put carpet down on the concrete floor, but wasn't attached. It was just lay down,
just roll it up
so we can have a nice bedroom, just us and the spiders,
Yeah.
And but when we got a bunch of rain, I mean, it would leak a lot, and so we'd have to pull the carpet up. But by that time, it would already be soaking wet, or we'd take shop vacs, because we're like, we might not have to pull the carpet up. We'll just vacuum. I mean, I spent twice a year, every single year, my entire childhood. We were shop backing this stuff up, and then we'd go and we'd dump it in the crock, and then we go back and we do it some more. We dump it in the crock, go back, and then maybe we'd get a couple hour break, or 3 hours, whatever. We do it again. Oh my gosh! And then I bought the house.
Oh,
that was my first house.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't scare me because I'm like, I've been doing this my whole life.
You knew the program.
But we had a 100-year flood once, and it was like 2000. I want to say it was like 12 or 13. We had a huge flood. I mean, it was so bad that in Grand Rapids, the Grand River, which is one of our biggest rivers in the state, there was a building that had windows that were kind of low, and the Grand River got so high. Somebody took a picture of a big fish going right by a window.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was that. But I remember like the water was just like peeing right through in my basement. The water was like peeing right through like the mortar joints in the thing. I was just like, oh my God. And there was one time, it was the only time I've ever lived there in 20 years or whatever that I lived there. I said, we're done. Let's just stop. If this entire basement fills up, it fills up. Like, we can't keep up. We're not going to.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was that. But how did we get on that subject?
I don't know.
Oh,
random.
Okay. All right. How'd you meet your wife?
Oh, at a garage party when I was
a garage
19.
Party. Oh man, I love a garage party. Drink some beer.
We met and knew each other for a few years and started dating.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Garage party. Same house that I bought for my mom. When I bought it for my mom, I got like some roommates, of course, and help pay the bills, whatever. I mean, we turned that garage into just a party place. We didn't even park in there. It was just a place to party. Yeah. My cousins, like, man, I shouldn't even say this. They put a stripper pole in there. And I don't even remember what the pole was made out of or what. I think it was just a galvanized pipe. And they put like I don't know, the mounts on the top and the floor and everything. I mean, I'm laughing. I'm like, dude, there's no one's gonna romp on this thing. You crazy?
Yeah.
Someone's gonna get hurt on this thing, if anything, So anyway, you guys, you met her there, called her soon after that. And
I told her I was gonna take her on a date, and she didn't believe me.
Oh yeah.
So then I did.
You called her up and she answered. She's like, "Oh, you're serious, huh?"
Yeah. We went on a date then, and I don't know. She was going to school in the cities, and that's just too far out of the way for me to go to, right? So, and when she got done,
you're like, I'm scared of cities.
Yeah, too many stoplights.
Yeah.
Then a couple of years later, we started dating, and
a couple of years later.
Yeah, it was a while.
What took you so long?
I played hard to get,
Oh yeah. Oh boy. I bet you were probably too busy partying.
That could have been part of it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she wanted someone who's a little more serious. I don't know. I'm just making that up. I have no idea. I never met her. You never went to college? No military?
I went to technical school for carpentry and cabinet making.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do you do any of that?
I love it. Yeah. Well, my first house we completely redid, and I did all the work there, top to bottom, plumbing and electric and everything.
Oh yeah.
And then the house we're in now, 2 years ago, we put a garage addition on one side and a living addition on the other. And I think we're on the 5-year plan to get that done. Don't tell my wife, but
she's not going to listen to this.
We're all moved inside of it, but we're putting siding on right now, actually. And then next year we're going to tear apart the old part of the house that we added on to and completely redo that.
So this is not the 100-year-old house, the one
Not
that you
the one in
spray foamed
town,
in. This
yep.
is, so you sold that. You make a nice profit on that.
Yeah,
Got
we
rid of
did.
that one.
Did really good on that one and got a place out in the country. It used to be, it's like a old dairy farm.
The house you're in now.
Yeah, lots of buildings
Yeah.
and a barn and all that stuff.
But that one needs a bunch of work too, and you're doing that.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah, the move for us was a shop. I had a 30 by 40 garage in town, and that's where I started my spray foam company. And then all of a sudden I had a box truck sitting in front of in the driveway,
Oh, yeah.
So we moved out there, and there was a pole shed there that we finished off and turned into a shop. So it's
nice.
Pretty nice to have.
So that's not on the property.
On this property we live on,
Oh, it is.
Yep.
It was a pole shed. I don't think I've ever heard that term before.
You haven't heard the term pole shed?
Pole barn.
Pole barn. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that's
what people call them.
Nobody. Okay, must be a local thing.
Pole shed. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, some people call them metal buildings wherever you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. So you got that all sprayed and
got
it's
sprayed
like nice and heated and
yep. So we had to redo some of that building, and we're working on. Well, we got one other one completely redone, new tin on the outside, and kind of working on the third one slowly between house projects right now. So
what's the third one going to be?
It's like a 40 by 80 Quonset shed.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna insulate and pour concrete in it. And my shop now, if I put 2 box trucks in there, it's packed. You can't do anything else.
Oh.
So you got to pack a box truck out to work on something else. So I'll probably park the trucks in the 40 by 80 and have some space to work on things in the shop.
You got any toys?
Boat really is all.
Oh yeah, you got the boat.
Old Chevy pickup I rebuilt the motor in.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Like what kind of old?
Old square body, like a mid 80s.
Nice.
Yeah.
What has it got, like a 350 in it?
350 in
it.
Yeah.
And you got that all ripped out and you got it torn down and rebuilt and everything?
It's the first time I ever rebuilt a motor, and wow, went pretty good. It runs.
Did it? Runs good?
Yeah.
How much horse you got?
I had no clue.
No idea.
Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Mild cam in it.
Yeah.
It's kind of a farm truck to have around. You can throw stuff in the back and not have to worry about what you're doing next week and unload the truck and stuff.
Those things are getting valuable right now.
They are.
Those square bodies are really, I mean, they were really pretty cool trucks.
They are cool.
Yeah. Round bodies are next.
Yeah.
I remember like when my uncle bought a round body,
Yeah.
I was like, that actually was in style, and I saw it in style because it was new, and then went out of style, and it's coming back. That it made some good stuff. Yeah. It's trucks. So did you play any sports in high school?
Yeah, I played football. Went to the state tournament my senior year. Lost the first game in the state tournament.
Football state tournament they have here?
Yeah.
You mean like a bracket?
Yeah. So the whole season goes.
Well, I guess it's all like a bracket.
Win,
it's probably that way in Michigan too. I guess if you think about it.
Conference, you go to state. Yep. And then it's like 4 games in the state tournament to decide the winner.
So you guys lost?
Yeah, but we got to play in the Metrodome. It was fun.
Is that here in Minneapolis?
Yeah. Well, the Metrodome's gone now.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
That's where the Vikings play?
The Vikings play there.
Yeah.
It's they built it in the same spot, but I think.
Okay. Right downtown.
Yeah, right downtown.
Yeah.
Used to be a dome, a soft dome.
Oh yeah. Like the Silver Dome, the Pontiac Silver Dome where the Lions played. That was I've been there too. That's like I remember times where like storms came through and the whole thing was flat.
Yeah.
Was it ever like that?
I don't remember it ever going down. I guess.
They had to like pressurize it to keep it up.
I'm sure they got to have big fans.
Yeah, they would have like the vestibule. Is it a vestibule? The turnstile, the things like we walk in at the front door here. Where you have to turn the revolving door. Yeah, like they would have those in there because they couldn't lose the pressure to keep the dome in the air.
Mm-hmm.
So
and I was in wrestling and I was in track too, but the football coach was the track coach, and he made sure everybody stayed in shape in the spring for football season.
He made sure that you stayed
in shape.
He wanted you to be in other sports and make sure you weren't
not screwing around.
Just eating McDonald's every day
and
all that sort of stuff. Mountain Dew and Doritos. Yeah. And that's, those two sports go together pretty well. I think that's, if you're on defense, especially, you need to know how to wrestle a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So what position did you play mostly?
In football, I was a center.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. You had a good team.
Pretty good. Yeah. We've always had a really good team in Waterville for whatever reason. We had a really good coach in the past. He retired now, but
that's helpful. I mean, when you get someone who really has their heart into it and they're invested in the community and invested in the kids and all that. Yeah, you can. It's like some of those movies, Remember the Titans, like those sort of football movies. Like, it's the coach. It's usually the coach that can really kind of get to
the coach
get brings them up
kids. Brings them up through flag football when they're young, and gets them playing tackle football in 7th, 8th grade, 6th grade, even. So they get them. They keep them in it.
Yeah.
So
is that guy still around?
He's around. He's a college coach somewhere. I'm not even sure where. Yeah, like a defensive coach at a college.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool. What's your favorite sitcom of all time?
I can't remember the name of it. What's the one with all the nerds?
Oh, Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang Theory.
Yeah. That's a funny one.
It's been a while since I watched it, but
that
makes you laugh every time.
That is a good one. You're on a short trip by yourself. Well, that would be like when you drove here, right?
Yeah.
Besides the Foam and Friends podcast, what are you listening to?
Oh, deer hunting podcasts.
Oh, yeah?
A lot. Joe Rogan sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everybody listens to him, right?
Mm-hmm. Music?
Yeah.
Ever music?
No,
you just don't listen to music anymore.
I listen to podcasts a lot. I work by myself, so every day I'm listening to podcasts.
I can see why you wanted to be on this one, because you're like, well, I mean, not because I'm actually not bragging. No, I'm just saying if you listen to a lot of podcasts and then someone says, I got a spray foam podcast, you're gonna be like, there's another one I can listen to.
Absolutely.
You're like, I want to do it. So I'm pretty honored that you wanted to do this. That's awesome.
I was half tempted to drive out to Michigan.
Yeah, you mentioned that. That's really cool. But yeah, it worked out pretty good here. I was like, in fact, all this equipment here is like brand new, because I just I'm like, I can't go to Minnesota and not do podcasts. There's too many opportunities here to get a lot of people on. And so I just went and bought everything. And anybody can go and buy it all, but then you got to figure out how it all works and how to make it all work together. So that was something. But yeah, when it comes to music, I was just talking to somebody. Excuse me. I don't really listen to much music anymore. I do. There's only one small genre of new music that I can stand, and that would be like what you might call like genuine country, like a Chris Stapleton. I like Tyler Childers is a new one that I really have gotten into. But that sort of, like gritty country, new, but it's new. Like the typical country station, it's too poppy for me. I listened to it even just a few weeks ago. I was spraying, and I was like, well, they all come in really good because there's so much money behind it. They got all kinds of wattage and whatever, and they can, so I was like, well, that one comes in good here, and I'll just listen to it for a while. And man, it was like 20 minutes. I'm like, I gotta turn this crap off. It's so bad.
It's not even country anymore.
It's just pop. It's like what we called pop back in the 90s, and I listened to this station literally since I was a young kid.
Yeah.
Like this station was on the school bus on my way to school, and it's been around for a very long time, and it's very, very successful. But and I listened to it, but it's only recently, only in the last few years, I'm just like, no, I just can't do it anymore. So that's kind of the void that created me to listen to more podcasts. And then classic rock, we all love classic rock, right?
Yeah.
But I've heard the songs a million times.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can still listen to them more, but I can't just do it every day.
Yeah. Unless it's just noise while you're doing something else. It's,
Yeah.
Some
you gotta have something. I mean, you gotta have something. So anyway, yeah, it's I think it's the time for the podcast, which is really interesting, but
Yep.
it is what it is. It just might work to benefit me. You never know. Favorite hobby is probably fishing, I'm guessing.
Fishing or hunting. I mean, just depends on the time of the year. Yep.
Yeah.
I got really into deer hunting when we moved out to Kilkenny. We got 30 acres there and
oh yeah,
a whole bunch of state land across the road. So
you're popping them off.
Yeah.
Do you guys have is it November 15 here?
September 15 is bow season.
Okay, you do a lot of bow hunting too.
Mid-September, I should say. But I bow hunt. And then when gun season comes around, sometimes I still take my bow out.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
just to have fun.
Yeah.
But do you ever come in a situation where you're like, dang, I could get that if I only had my gun?
Yep. Absolutely.
You're like, there's like a 12 point out there, and I can't get it with this bow.
I had a huge one at like 100 yards a couple of years ago. But you can't take the shot. It wasn't gun season either. So.
Oh well, yeah, you can't really do it anyway then. But there's a huge one, huh?
Huge, yeah, like 180 incher. Yep.
180 incher.
Yeah.
That's measured from front to back. I'm not.
They measure the beam length and all the tines.
Oh,
and the width, and
I see.
How they come up with the growth, the score or whatever.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not much of a hunter.
There's a lot to it.
So I don't have patience. Like I don't like, and I'm not a morning person and I'm not a cold person.
I have that problem too. Being a morning person and a hunter is not going.
Yeah. Like if you ask me to get up at 5:30 in the morning or whatever, and like go out in the cold and sit there. I mean, I might do it once.
Yeah.
But you're not going to get me to do it the second night. Cause And then fishing. I did a lot of fishing growing up. I liked fishing. But I mean, I'm not knowledgeable enough to know really, okay, you need to fish here. You need to use this lure for this type of fish, and you need to go at this depth. And, I don't know all the signs. Like I can't get it dialed in to get the 15 point or 15 inch bass or something like that. So I got jet skis.
Do you?
Yeah, so I do that on the lake. I feel like there's no way those fishermen can be having as much fun as I am. Maybe they are, but I don't know.
I was a fishing fool when I was in high school. And I worked at a bait shop. That was my first job. And kids slowed me down from fishing a little bit, but now they're getting older where they want to go with, and they're getting me out more. So,
yeah, that's good. Yeah, they get to a certain age. You gotta say, all right, well, this is about you. Yeah, because you only got so much time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, let's get some more of these. How many SBA conventions have you attended?
Oh man, I think I've missed 2 since 2016.
Oh wow!
So I've been to a lot. Yeah, my first one was California somewhere. It was actually the first Spray Foam Worldwide get together. Tyler Fisk kind of just put a Spray Foam Worldwide post, and it's like, hey, we should all get together somewhere tonight. And there was like 30 people at a bar,
Oh yeah. Tyler's up next.
Is he?
Yeah, he's going to be on in like 45 minutes.
He was bragging to me about doing a podcast today.
He was?
At lunch. I just had lunch with him. And he was bragging to me about doing a podcast. I was like, what time are you going on? 4:30. I said, I'm going on at 3.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, hey, at least you guys are bragging about it. That makes me feel good. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, he's going to be up next. What's your favorite proportioner?
Oh man, I got a Gusmer 2035 and I can't hardly imagine anything else.
Yeah.
I love it. I am going to build a new rig soon, and I'm trying to talk myself into getting an R3, Graco Reactor 3, so that I can trust other people on the gun,
Oh yeah.
With a 2035, it's too easy to mess things up. But
yeah,
when you know what you're doing, it's not that hard. But when you put somebody green on the gun, it's pretty easy. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah, it makes sense. You can not have to worry so much.
Yeah.
That's true. Gusmer, now you're gonna have to school me on a Gusmer 35?
2035.
2035.
So Graco bought out Gusmer in 2001, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And Gusmer was making the 2035 before that.
So that your machine is over 20 years old itself?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many times have it been rebuilt? Ever?
I've done it once.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it was done before I got it, but
Mostly just like seals and stuff.
yeah, I did the seals in it, and it really didn't even need to be done.
Wow.
You know, they're just so
That's a strong piece of equipment.
But we put check balls in it once in a while, every couple of years. Get a ding and a check ball or something, and it doesn't hold pressure. But man, that thing, I mean,
well, and
I got no complaints. It just keeps going.
There's something to be said about knowing a piece of equipment too. Like it might not be the best available thing out there, but you know that thing so well
I know
that anything any symptoms it has, you know what it is, you know how to fix it, you know how to get parts quick, Yeah, there's something to be said about that for sure. What's the most trouble you gotten in high school?
Oh, I flipped a truck.
You flipped a truck?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Drinking.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that wasn't good. So
coming home from a garage party
out in the woods,
Oh yeah,
summertime.
Yeah, I've been to all that stuff too.
Yeah,
I did a lot of that stuff too, and I did get in a little bit of trouble, but not driving trouble.
Yeah.
I don't know how I never got into driving trouble because I did.
Yeah,
I did it. I shouldn't have, but we've all, a lot of us have.
Live and learn.
Live and learn. Flipped a truck, and it was your truck.
Yeah, well, I didn't own it. My parents owned it.
Oh, that's even worse.
So yeah, I worked that one off.
Old man was upset about that.
Yep.
What do you do that drives your spouse crazy?
Oh boy.
You just have to pick one of the many.
Read through Spray Foam Worldwide every night.
Oh yeah. She's like, will you turn that phone off? Yeah. That blue light. I'm getting the blue light from over here. All right. If you want to trip anywhere in the world, where would you go?
If I want to trip anywhere,
let's just say, you Spray Foam Worldwide's like, we're giving a trip anywhere, all expense paid in the world. And John's up there and he's like, Matt Motter.
So the first thing that would come to mind would be like Alaska, but if it was anywhere in the world, it'd have to be somewhere crazy like hunting in Russia or something like that.
Oh yeah,
some crazy
Siberian tigers or something
crazy.
Yeah, you like hunting that much? You would pick. See, I'd be like sitting on an island somewhere with a cocktail or something. But that's me. Yeah, I like doing that.
Fishing trip in the Amazon, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah,
I got some exotic fish there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ever go snorkeling or scuba diving?
Once I went.
Like in those areas, or not really?
Well, I went in the reefs in Florida once. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Some crazy fish you never knew existed.
We were down there snorkeling and somebody was waving their hands and pointing behind me, and I turned around and there was a barracuda behind me, like 7 feet long or something like that, looking right at me.
Barracudas, like, they got some sharp teeth.
They show all the time, so they just look mean.
Oh yeah, even when they're not mad, they still look like they're ready to eat you. Yeah, like piranhas or something. All right, well, let's wrap this thing up, man. Hey,
sure.
Thanks so much for being on. It was awesome to get to know you.
You too.
All right, everybody, like, subscribe. Hey, I got to say one more thing. We got a website now, foamandfriends.com, and you can go on there and submit your your email and get all your information. Just kidding. But anyway, you can eventually we'll get around to like some giveaways and stuff like that. So if you get on the email list, you will be ready to win some stuff. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. See you next time.